Now, once you had your context observed and analyzed, you should ask yourself about the directional bias. So again, ask yourself, what is my context? And if your context of the market, so what happened before on different time frames, everything is bearish, for example, then your directional bias should be bearish. Why? Because you know that structures tend to hold, and structures, once created, they will want in the future to break it in the same direction, create new low, new break of structure, and continue the creation of structure. Again, why it happens, and some things about liquidity and S&D zones and so on we'll discuss later. We will add more and more details, but for now just know that if everything in your market is bearish or bullish, you found such a situation, then your main directional bias should be like your structures. So you should find your reasons to go short based on the setups we will discuss in the future. And then why I bring it as this short separate video? Because sometimes pretty often people can just look at the market and say, okay, market is moving bearish, but now it's overextended and my bias is bullish because the market was moving bearish for a long time. So yeah, it can sound like an absurd, but in reality it happens. Or people can see these inside structure shifts, but we know that these shifts are not important for this particular time frame, and they can say my main bias is bullish because of this shift. No, your main bias can be bullish in this situation, for example, because every time frame is telling you, every time frame above the daily and daily is telling you like it's bearish. So you are inside the bearish ranges, so your main bias is bearish. Yeah, and then once you have the answer for your main bias, and we will discuss secondary bias as well later, you can start looking for some reasons to go short. Yeah. So, but this is like an easy situation. Yeah. And then sometimes you will have, for example, your daily bearish, your 4 hours bearish, but then 15 minutes bullish. And in this situation, of course, you will need to make decisions. And for most of the time, the decision will be waiting for additional shifts and additional confluences, like we discussed before. So to go bearish, because if your low time frames are bullish but your high time frames are bearish, it usually makes sense to just wait for the shifts and wait for the market to be in confluence with your directional biases from higher time frames. Okay, so this is like a really short video just to keep you going in this bit different details about the strategy. Again, please don't forget that these are just basics. Yeah, but I just want to introduce you to different sides of the strategy, like the context, bias, breaks, internal structure, and so on. Everything we discussed so far. Okay, bye, and see you in the next video.